symbol of resistance against injustice, who brought an end to the much-despised apartheid regime in South Africa, died at his Johannesburg home following a prolonged lung infection. 95-year-old Mandela led South Africa's transition from white minority rule in the 1990s after 27 years in prison. He was elected president in landmark all-race elections in 1994 and retired in 1999. After receiving Bharat Ratna in 1990, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. South African President Jacob Zuma announced a state funeral for the elder statesman, which will be held on the 15th of December. The death of one of the most beloved leaders of the 20th century, Nelson Mandela, has prompted an outpouring of grief and condolence messages from United Nations, world leaders, politicians, diplomats, and millions around the world. President, Vice President, Prime Minister, UPA Chairperson condoled the passing away of the anti-apartheid leader. Both the Houses of Parliament also paid rich tributes to the departed soul.
Recalling the legendary anti-apartheid activist Nelson Mandela, the nation is in a state of grief. Leaders and politicians paid tribute to him as one of the most down-to-earth international dignitaries. President Pranab Mukherjee said that Mandela was an icon and an inspiration to humanity.
There are very few people in the world who create history. Many people may know history, but only a few contribute in determining the course of history. Nelson Mandela was one such.
Vice President Hamid Ansari said Mandela was a living symbol of his people's quest for freedom and dignity against tyranny and injustice.
In the passing away of Mr. Nelson Mandela, the South African people have lost the father of their nation and the world a statesman whose life and message of courage and goodness would continue to inspire and guide all of us around the world in the years ahead.
Condoling his death, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said that this is as much India's loss as South Africa's. Praying for his soul, Dr. Singh said his life and work will remain a source of eternal inspiration for generations to come.
In a world marked by division, his was an example of working for reconciliation and harmony, and we are not likely to see another of his kind for a long time to come. India regards him as a true champion in spirit and ideal, and joins the rest of the world in expressing a deep sense of gratitude to him for his work and teaching. We pray for peace for his soul.
UPA Chairperson Sonia Gandhi lauded the courage, sacrifice and forgiveness of Madiba, whom she described as South Africa's Mahatma Gandhi.
Through the long years of his struggle for South Africa's freedom from oppression, racial prejudice, inequality and poverty, Nelson Mandela redefined the meaning of courage, sacrifice and forgiveness.
BJP President Rajnath Singh expressed deep grief on Mandela's passing away. He said that Mandela was an inspirational figure who fought against racial discrimination and social injustice.
पूरे विश्व को एक भेदभाव और साथ ही साथ नाइंसाफी यानी इनजस्टिस के खिलाफ संघर्ष करने की प्रेरणा देने वाली शख्सियत एक नेल्सन मंडेला थे.
Speaker Meera Kumar and Chairman Hamid Ansari made obituary references as soon as the two houses met for the day. Other leaders cutting across party lines also remembered Mandela and revered his work for humanity. Bureau Report, DT News.
The government today announced 5-day state mourning to give tribute to the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
The cabinet met today. It passed a resolution condoling the death of Dr. Nelson Mandela, and it has been decided that there would be a 5-day state mourning in order to pay obeisance.
Congress Working Committee, which met this evening, also condoled the passing away of Nelson Mandela. The highest policy-making body of the Congress, chaired by Sonia Gandhi and attended by Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, among others, recollected the contribution of the departed leader.
The people of India
held Dr. Nelson Mandela in high esteem in terms of suffering and sacrifice and generosity to his oppressors. He ranks alongside Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji and Nelson Mandela were undoubtedly the two greatest leaders of the world of the 20th century. In the passing away of Dr. Nelson Mandela, the people of India feel grieved as if they had lost their own leader and one among them. His life may have to come an end, but his work will endure for centuries.
The nation is observing the death anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the greatest champion of the downtrodden and oppressed classes. Dr. Ambedkar is also the architect of the Indian Constitution. In the premises of Parliament House, President Pranab Mukherjee, Vice President Dr. Hamid Ansari, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, Congress President Sonia Gandhi, BJP leader Lal Krishna Advani, Sushma Swaraj and many other dignitaries paid floral tribute to Dr. Ambedkar. And that brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thanks for watching. Up next is news in Hindi with Rahul at 8:30.
thankFuLDNewSedweep National and DD Puri.